Knight into Gyro feels a little strange, though. Was it not?
Ray Leone is a support player, so
Okay.
in all likelihood, it's going to be Schofield, who is, an absolute legend of Dota and can play anything. So
That would make sense.
obviously, he's going to perform well on the Chaos Knight. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Big Schofield fan. Hopefully, we don't have to experience the wrath of his position 1 Timbersaw anymore.
So there's the Lion picked up. Great at dealing with illusions. Now, one of the things I can't remember, Chaos Knight's ultimate illusions, the Phantasm, they don't get purged by it, or they don't get killed by Hex and Mana Drain, do they?
No, those are strong
That's what I
illusions.
thought.
Yeah. A million mechanics to keep track of. But no, they do end up just getting their mana drain, so Lion struggles to deal with that one. So I'm not sure what the logic here was, because they did pick the Lion into that, but Lion is one of the better late game supports. Aeon Disc feels absolutely amazing on the hero. It scales with Finger of Death damage. You can end up just like pumping magic damage into the Dragon Knight, which is what they're going for with the rest of the lineup. They take the Luna next. Okay, now Beast Coast are getting wacky with it. It's possible they plan on running this Chaos Knight in position 3. That's something we see a little bit often.
Yep.
But that with the Dragon Knight, now the position 1 Luna, this is a very tanky front line. You'd already you have a lot of magic damage. These heroes are really good against like agility and int heroes, though. Keeper of the Light and Lion are really limited with how much damage they can output in a fight by their cooldowns. So they need something with more consistent damage output. Tidehunter would help a little bit. I mean, that's gonna clear up the Chaos Knight illusions, Anchor smash them down to reduce the damage of them. But I still think that you have AoE damage problems if you're trying to like lay into this Dragon Knight and this Chaos Knight with all their illusions.
Yeah, it does give them some nice team fight though, right? They can jump now. They
Yeah.
have like really good initiation of the form of the Tidehunter. We've seen over and over again this tournament, like how good that blink ravages from that melee range, and the pretty much impossibility of responding in time for that. Now the question is whether or not, like you said, they can actually deal with the big AOE and illusions that are going to come out from the Chaos Knight and the Luna. And I do actually agree with you. I think it's going to be a 3-position Chaos Knight. They might go ahead and try and run a support DK here instead, and then pick up a new mid lane here for Chris Luck. So this might be a 5 DK. Because this is we saw 1437 run 4-position DK a decent amount, so it might be it's probably a 4 or 5 DK. Hoodwink being the other support, and
that's an interesting theory.
I think that's what we're
Five
seeing.
position DK. That would be absolutely wild. I wasn't a big fan of the 4-position DK at first, and ended up picking up a little bit of steam at the major. The issue is if you don't have your Blink Dagger, you just kind of walk around, you don't do enough. You don't make that good of recovery in lane. It could be solid here, and they could definitely throw Undying off. One thing I hadn't considered before with the Tidehunter pick is that you've got some very big stuns from Dragon Knight and Chaos Knight, so you're just going to be able to walk out of those with your Kraken Shell, right?
Yeah, and there's the Viper ban to do exactly that, right? Like
Yeah.
if they get the Viper here and they're able to lock down Tidehunter, a lot of your team fight just goes away with it. So I really like the Viper ban. That makes a lot of sense. They ban out the TA Invoker for Beast Coast, but yeah, we're definitely looking for Bryle's hero, and I think we're looking for Chris Luck's hero, honestly.
Oh, okay. I figured out who, thanks to the information of professional admin Nina. Shout out to Nina, by the way. Love that guy. Makes our lives a lot easier. It's actually Red Monster, the analyst for Beast Coast. So at the boot camp, they have Mariano, Pepita, and then they have Red Monster, also known as Stalker, there. So interesting that they opt to use their analyst here, but obviously he's going to know a lot more with like team coordination and whatnot. Same sort of deal as like I guess some of these Chinese teams that have the super high MMR managers that show up to lane with their manager
Yep.
and then just win the tournament. It's been a little while though with the COVID time skip arc, but excited to see what Red Monster is going to pull off today. And there it is finally. Did mention that one earlier. The Ember Spirit picked up last. Feels so good with the Keeper of the Light.
And it's good against Chaos Knight. It struggles a little bit against the DK, but I think what they're assuming is that this is also a support DK, meaning that the Blink Dragon Tail is not going to be coming out fairly early, and it gives this Ember Spirit a decent amount of time to get online and itemize to deal with it. Chris Luck Mirana, I think. We've seen it before.
All right.
There it is. Yeah.
I mean, last time we saw Mid Mirana, it didn't have the best performance. This time, they've had a little bit of time to theory craft it. It could be that they just want to go with the anime strat. I mean, they have Dragon Knight, Luna, Mirana. Invoker was banned out, but all your main players are here.
Yeah. They really are. This is it. You know, they're all in based off of the anime. I guess you're right. That would make the most sense. I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually really excited for Chris Luck's Marana. I mean, we saw it performed pretty dang well the other day, and they didn't end up actually winning that game, but he did a lot of damage. But Bryle's Ember Spirit is huge, man. We'll see what they do based on draft. How you feeling here, Neff? Which one are you leaning towards?
You know, believe it or not, I'm a big anime guy here, Ricky. Yeah, this may come as a little bit of a shock to you. Because of that, I'm going to have to go with the anime team. Let's go, Beast Coast. Come on, we got Chris Luck back. How can we possibly lose?
All right. Makes a lot of sense. I'm going to stick with Undying here. I think the draft is a little bit more sensible, pretty straightforward. You know, I see Coddle Ember Spirit, I see a Tide Hunter, and I think, you know, everything looks pretty good on the side of Undying here. So I'm feeling the NA on this one.
All right. So we got NA loyalist Ricky and anime loyalist Neff. No, but I imagine Beast Coast is going to do pretty well today with Chris Luck standing in. I am super excited to see the back-to-back with Undying. I have missed this team during their hiatus. And then we got the back-to-back of Furia. We've been having a great tournament as well. Today's going to be great. Surrounded by, anime heroes, excellent friends, and excellent caffeine beverages.
Man, I wish I had more Monte Monte. I need to buy some.
Do you have more on the way?
No, I need to. I
move.
actually have to go buy some now.
Absolutely rookie move.
I've been trying to win these giveaways, man, and I haven't had any luck.
Yeah, so for anyone sticking around right now, there is going to be a giveaway later, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there?
Yeah, there should be.
That's just yesterday. All right, cool.
I mean, otherwise I'm totally wrong, but and then that'll be awkward when I do the giveaway and then everyone says we're not doing it. But I'm doing it.
You tried to tell them yesterday that spamming Mate Mate more gave them more entries, which was just completely false, but very funny.
It's very funny. Yeah, it was definitely funny. I do things for the memes, Neff.
Yeah, of course. You make it a lot more fun. No fun at the start of this game, though. Nobody's going to fight for the bounty rune. Whisper instead just kills our frames for a moment.
Yeah, don't mind me while I literally cause like a rave in the river, I suppose.
Stinger's going to have a clash with Saberlight up here, but with Anchor Smash, we'll have winning that. It doesn't have. Well, they know that he doesn't have Gush to the moon.
He's trapped. He's just trying to get in range for the Dragon Tail, and they've done it. Saberlight's like, yeah, you're on your own. Sorry, Moon. You can walk out of this, right? He's got boots. He is a little fast. Okay, he's not fast enough. Wait. No, he missed the stun. All right, uncharacteristic of Moon, basically missing both stuns here to start the game. He's just working out the kinks, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's impossible to predict Schofield's movements. This guy is absolutely crazy. He moves too fast for the eye to follow when he plays position 1. That's one of the secrets. They gave K1 carry, so, you know, when they want to go all out, they give it to Schofield here. Little known fact. So let's talk mid lane though. Marana up against the Ember Spirit. This isn't a lane that we usually get to talk about. Ember Spirit absolutely dominates in like matchups against melee heroes. Against the Marana, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I feel like he's going to have a pretty easy time breaking these flame guards with Starstorm if Bryle tries to man up on him. But you do have a pretty easy time dodging those with Sleight of Fist when it's off of cooldown. Exactly. As it's coming down.
Exactly. You can pretty much always dodge one of the Starstorms if you are going to be the target for the second. There's nothing you can really do to that one, but if he's managed to get like 2 to 3 points in Flame Guard, he can really just push this lane pretty heavily to contest with the Marana's push, because, you know, Chris Luck going to be maxing Starstorm here, going to be shoving this wave constantly, and then trying to farm these side camps. So we'll see how it ends up going. Right now, fairly even though, as it is, you know, pretty much dead even on CS, 8-2, 7-2.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of the time in this lane, you want to be able to. Oh, he didn't end up using it there, but he didn't get the second Starfall hitting Bryle. He didn't got 2 points of Flame Guard, so he's going to be just fine. You got to wait for him to man up a little bit. But a lot of the time here, you want to be using. Oh, Chris Luck goes for it, but I don't think he's going to get this kill.
He's going to take some tower shots for that. Does have Bottle, Fairy Fire. They will just grab their water runes. This is one of those situations where if Stinger was slightly faster and was able to deny that water rune to Bryle, his lane is so difficult.
Chris Luck's, yeah, there's the dodge. I mean, the second Starstorm hits, but it's only for half the damage. And now Bryle manning up on Chris Luck, who's forced to leap away.
Yeah, being very close there on this Mirana. You gotta respect the damage of an Ember Spirit. I mean, this guy, he plays this very well to begin with, but that Sleight of Fist is no joke.
Yeah, he's going to have a pretty easy time this game as well with a Keep a little light on his team. You just have to go back to base so much less. The Flame Guard build means you get to move around from creep camp to creep camp, farming up a little bit faster. Bottom lane Stinger might just go down. It's going to be close.
It is getting close. One more auto attack would be needed from Moon. Downtown, baby. He's got it. Finding revenge.
And in the top lane, they try to come in on Tomato as well.
Flying incredibly low, but it looks like he's going to be able to juke it out into the trees. And mid lane Bryle also flying incredibly low.
When it's time for action to start, it starts.
Schofield bottom getting bullied.
Oh my god, in the mid lane, he just dives the tower and he gets a kill on Bryle.
Wait, what? Okay.
That was an insane move that he just pulled. He went right into it. No way Bryle was expecting that. But the salve is still active on Chris Luck as he went into the tower there and didn't have Sleight of Fist quite yet to turn that one around. Absolutely sick move. That's the anime power, baby. Let's go.
This guy's pretty good.
Top lane, Red Monster.
Goes down as well.
Down as well. All right, Chris Luck's going to be fine. That looked kind of questionable there for a moment, but he does grab the water and then goes up to grab the bounty as well. So, yeah, I do think that Ember Spirit is able to accomplish a lot more on the map than the Mirana. So it's good that the Mirana is able to at least win this lane and find that solo kill. Things bode a lot better for Beast Coast with that one. And, well, already looking a lot better today than they have throughout this tournament.
Chris Luck, man, he's back. What can you do?
Absolutely correct. What can you do? Almost level 6 here on the Mirana. You talked about this the other day with the mid Mirana matchup, didn't you? A lot of time you aren't going to get your ultimate. You just opt for another point into like the arrow or a leap.
Yeah, a lot of times that makes sense. Power. If you want to rotate, having that extra point in arrow is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly what he does. Arrow off the mark there, but it's not going to be the end of the world there for Chris Luck.
So, we'll do some top lane. They try to come in on to Tomato again.
He's holding his ground for the time being, but oh my goodness, the damage there from the Hoodwink. You gotta respect. I guess they do have a decent amount of armor reduction, right, between the Reality Rift as well as the Blightstone. So Gyro having 9 armor, that does seem to go away pretty quickly here against the CK.
Yeah, it's wild when a hero like Gyrocopter loses all of his armor at the start of the game. But yeah, CK with such high base damage just lays into you once it's all gone. So definitely a strategy that they practice. I mean, that's one of the benefits of having one of your coaching staff there. They have a different way of looking at the game a lot of the time. And they're going to approach this of like, hey, we have all this minus armor. Let's abuse this one and remind you of that instead of just like default lane mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely. Rune top going to be picked up here by the Ember Spirit. Bottles up an Invis. Nice scout there by Moon bottom to be able to set that one up. And Moon's actually going to walk into Stinger and realize he has to turn around. Let's use Saberlight. I mean, he's just alone in lane here right now on the Tidehunter. He's chilling.
Yeah, more than happy to be.
Once again, top lane, a jump here onto the Gyro. The question is, can they actually finish him off? Tomato keeps falling so low. They never actually find the kill. Dubu forced to salve him once again.
Bad news for you in the top lane, though, on Undying squad. Chris Luck is making a rotation up here.
An arrow? Not on the mark, but as a result, he has to back off. I'm surprised he just didn't wait.
For the Chaos Bolt? Yeah. I mean, that's your arrow setup.
Yeah, he's a little bit impatient there, seeing if he could just YOLO an arrow. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Stinger ran down by Saberlight pretty low, but a stun from Moon. Is it going to be enough? It will. Saberlight getting that last auto attack. Nicely done. And again, he's just left bottom here alone.
Yeah, and now he's just cutting the creep wave. Doesn't have the catapult up, unfortunately, but still can do a lot of damage to this tower. I'm surprised we haven't seen any moves from Bryle. I mean, the first initial kill here on Chris Luck. All right, pops the invis, but he ends up getting hit by that Starfall regardless there. He's got 4 points to the Sleight of Fist now, so a lot of harassment coming out here onto Chris Luck, who opted to go Wraithband to start for the extra armor. Which makes sense when you're taking so many Sleight of Fist attacks. You end up having a lot more sustain like that.
I feel like there's so few people that actually build Wraith Bands nowadays. Like it feels like by far the worst of the 3 starter items. And I see so many people just like get like a slipper or whatever and then just sell it later rather than actually finishing the Wraith Band. Chris Luck ends up yoinking the haste room, but he didn't have his bottle in his inventory. Oh, that feels so sad.
At the very least, he denied it from the Ember Spirit. You could definitely find a kill with that one, running people down with the Orb of Corrosion and the Sleight of Fist. Bottom lane.
Yeah, managed to find Stinger once again here, and he's just doing what he can to try and soak experience here, but just getting bullied by Moon and Saberlight as a result. In Moon, once he has level 6, this DK can't really be here anymore. So gonna continue the chase, but TP in here from CK. Saberlight, he doesn't have the mana for Ravage quite yet. They're stunning up Moon. Still able to walk away though. Tanky enough it would seem, but Whisper trying to keep his hands on him. It's not going to happen. Now turning their attention on over to the Tidehunter, and with Monster rotating down here as well, they might be able to take him down. Great bushwhack right on the money. You know, you didn't get the Lion, but you got the bigger kill.
I'd say that one's definitely worth it. Just having to rotate Red Monster down here, not a bad trade at all. And unfortunately, if you had the mana for Ravage, that one would have looked very different. But ended up spending all of his Arcane Boot mana and just couldn't finish off that kill. Nice rotation there by the Beast Coast heroes. And this does mean their TPs are on cooldown, so Schofield for now gets zoned off of his Ancients.
Yeah. And Bryle's actually just going to take them. The level 4 Sleight of Fist, the level 3 Flame Guard, like pretty easy for him to clean these up. And that's rough. I mean, that's like a couple hundred gold there.
Yeah. Bryle's going for phase boots this game, the extra armor. He's playing against some high physical damage heroes. You know, he's playing against Reality Rift, and he does have Blightstone here on the Hoodwink, so.
The reaction from Moon there, able to stun up the Chaos Knight, but there it is, the rotation in from the Mirana backline. The Starstorm drops it. Actually, he does not, but a Ravage from Saberlight might be able to keep Moon alive. Chris Luck, he's got to get the damage out into Moon, but he's not able to do it. Starstorm finally coming down, hitting up Saberlight. Monster chasing Moon into the trees. He can't finish him off, though.
Now, this is a level 4 Anchor Smash. They're losing 60% of their damage here. Moon would have gone down if not for that. Spamming this one off a cooldown.
And
you were saying
if Moon has his level 6, these ganks will completely backfire.
Yeah, Moon would be able to turn this one around pretty easily. Fluffy Hat ended up keeping him alive there as well. Extra HP from that one. He's gonna top back up thanks to these Trank Boots as well, and they're gonna finally use this tower. Nice try there by Red Monster. He won't pay for it with his life. He'll get out of that one thanks to the Scurry. I do like him putting a point into this. We saw this yesterday, and was it on the Hoodwink yesterday?
I don't know. There's a lot of Hoodwink players recently.
Who knows what happened yesterday, but no points into the Scurry until pretty late in the game. Tidehunter?
Yeah, he's just getting collapsed here by Whisper, but again, that Anchor Smash, level 4, reducing so much damage out from the Chaos Knight, but with Chris Luck's rotation in, there's going to be the Starstorm. They get him with that last auto attack, and now Moon got that toe, blows apart the Mirana. Gonna pay for this one for sure, but in comes Bryle. Might be able to clean this up. Nice Sleight of Fist. The chains there holding him in place. He gets one. Now looking for Red Monster. Has a Remnant chasing up onto the high ground. He needs more than just a sleight here. He needs those chains to connect, and it looks like Red Monster gonna be able to make it away thanks to that Scurry.
Yeah. So that early point in it definitely paying off. He might throw... Nah, he doesn't throw the Sleight of Fist off to the trees there. Definitely worth it there for the Lion, getting that solo kill off into a Mirana. That is a lot of XP going his way. So it is already at level 8 here.
Yeah. He had the tome, was 7, killed Mirana, immediately hit 8. It was pretty sick.
Yeah. Let's see, don't mind if I do with the solo XP. Oh no, a real shame my core died first. Alright, mid lane here. Looks like they want to come down to Whisper.
You just want to zone them off the tower. Monster is going to get found there by Moon, and that's going to be an easy pickup here for Bryle. They stun up the Mirana as well. Gush comes out. They do have Ravage, but they can't get in range quite yet. There's the Searing Chains. What a play by Bryle. Mask of Madness comes through. The Ravage will be able to take down the Mirana, but I don't think they're finding the Luna here.
No, too fast. She ends up making away. That Mask of Madness giving her the extra movement speed, and just going to move across the map. You know it's safe over by their own Ancients for now.
Back in the mid-tier tower.
Well, this will give them a lot more map control. It's interesting that they're making space for Stinger right now. He did end up taking the top tower. He's going for a mech as his first item, rather than a Blink Dagger.
Dubu tanks the bullet for his boy. He has a mech on the Tidehunter. Oh my goodness. And now stunning him up into the call down Whisper. He's dead. Now Monster on the run. Sleight of Fist chains in 1 second. I don't think you're getting out of here on this Hoodwink. A double kill for Bryle now. They are just out for blood now on Undying, going kill for kill.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to stop his aggression here on Bryle's mana, getting topped up again and again by Dubu. 4 points in this Chakra Magic. Now, they don't have the best ability to take towers just yet. I think they'll probably need this Aghanim Scepter. Maybe one more item on the Gyro before they get that done. Oh no, Chris Luck.
They know he's there, but they also scouted the smoke with that ward. Whisper TPing in, just gonna eat a Hex right away from Moon. I mean, he's got Finger cooling down in just a second here. Arrow does catch the Ember Spirit into the Dragon Tail. Nice ultimate here. The Phantasm Illusions will help bring down that Ember Spirit, but Moon, he can't find a target to go on with this Finger, and it just looks like a completely botched gank here from Undying. It didn't have the Ravage, and it didn't have the Gyro either. I mean, this is real bizarre, and Dubu actually walks in.
They completely turned around on there.
A little bit of a feed by Dubu.
Yeah. I mean, that team fight ended up going completely the way of Beast Coast. I don't think they realized that this Ember Spirit would get stunned up for so long, or maybe he survived the amount of burst damage they have. He went for this Orb of Corrosion and the Phase Boots instead of like a Boots of Travel build, just to be able to tank up and fight the enemies a little bit better, deal with this huge amount of physical they have and the little bit of extra tankiness he's got from the Orb of Corrosion, but it didn't end up mattering. They chained up their stuns perfectly there on Beast Coast, and they do have a lot of disable. It was part of the logic behind this Tidehunter pick, is the Kraken Shell is going to be able to dispel some of this to always get the Ravage off, but when they don't have the Ravage, like your other teammates are under pretty big threat of just dropping, and still pretty long way off any sort of BKB or status resistance here on Bryle. So Beast Coast a little bit of life, and actually they're up net worth now.
They are tied up 9-9. Gyrocopter is still farming very well. You know, as his Aghanim Scepter completed, disassembled that Dragonlance completed. But Luna, she's starting to pull ahead now, and this is when you got to be really scared. I mean, Luna is one of the fastest farming heroes, and so much damage can come out from her in the fights. And we'll see who really gets that initiation first. I think that's what it's really going to come down to.
Yeah, so what kind of tools do you think they need to get these favorable initiations in these team fights?
A lot of it's going to be the ward vision. I think Saberlight hasn't itemized for a Blink Dagger, so I think Undying is going to be playing a little bit defensively or reactively, and they're just going to kind of dangle on this Tidehunter and rely on his Kraken Shell to try and reinitiate these fights, rather than going in for these Blink initiations onto like the Luna or the CK or this Mirana.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult to do that when you're playing an aggressive game like you're doing right now on Undying, though. Like, part of the logic behind the Blink Dagger pick is when you're finding kills instead of defending towers, which is what Undying are still doing. Like, they're the ones running at them, so it's difficult to catch out all these heroes in the Ravage.
They do catch Saberlight, the stun in. There's the Ravage, the turnaround. Can they bring down the DK? They do. Just bursted. Tidehunter mechs himself back up, but they don't have detection up on the high ground, and as a result, they're getting shredded here. A nice call down onto the Luna, but the backside of the fight, they're getting more. Bushwhack holding that Gyrocopter in place. He's got a Chaos Bolt in one. Tomato, he can't afford to go down here. That would be horrible. And they're gonna find it. The Chaos Bolt into the arrow. More than enough damage from Beast Coast.
Oh my, that is a complete disaster. I mean, Ember Spirit almost got completely like taken down by Maelstrom procs in that last team fight. Ended up taking 5 of them, 525 magical damage, completely torn apart. They thought they had the power to take this fight as well. I mean, they got the Aghanim Scepter completed on the Gyrocopter, but he's got no damage outside of that. This is what we talked about at the start of the game. When you're playing into the DK, and the Chaos Knight, like there's a lot of health you have to tear through. You're gonna need a couple of items before you're able to deal with these heroes, and unfortunately their spells aren't going to be able to nuke them down by themselves. They're gonna need a couple more items on this gyrocopter. I think they're gonna play a little bit slower until the BKB is down on the gyro and they have a little bit more damage. Maybe something like a Daedalus or an MKB. Ember Spirit as well has got a BKB queued up just because of the amount of chain stun. They can't blow these heroes up fast enough before they're able to get their abilities off. Even if they have a favorable initiation, even if they get like a 4-man Ravage off in these fights, these guys are playing this pretty well, despite being on the back foot just a little while ago.
Yeah, they actually smoke up in the mid lane here. They want to keep this aggression going. This DK obviously doesn't have a blink, but he finished up a mech. So they are ready to fight head to head here with Undying. Pretty costly. The blink into the mid lane. They catch the Chaos Knight. The arrow comes through. There's no save for him. He just gets blown apart.
Yeah, they need these. They need these BKBs all of a sudden really badly, but they're still so far off of it. Needs another 3,000 gold on Tomato for that. They keep looking for more. They're catching out these heroes. They're falling apart right now on Undying. Beastcoast, they're back up in good form. Saberlight, this is just a position 5 that you're going on.
Yeah. He's going to go ahead and get chain stunned up here on the Tide. A lot of different control and so much burst damage. He's going to be able to mech himself up, but the chase continues. They got him. Honestly, Whisper CK is owning this game.
I don't think they're expecting this kind of aggression coming out all of a sudden on Beast Coast. I mean, they're running them over, then all of a sudden, they're just losing these team fights after just having the Ember Spirit go down once. Now they're going to be forced to play this map a lot slower, but while that was happening, Schofield just took the tier 2 tower top.
I mean, Ember goes in, they get a nice stun here onto 2. They managed to take down the Keeper of the Light so dang fast, but there's the Finger of Death coming out from Moon. Now Red Monster on the back, chased down by Tomato and Whisper. You stuck around too long, okay. Like you said, they got a tower top, but they just lost 3 in the Dire Triangle.
Honestly, I'm not sure how bad that is. Getting that tier 2 top is going to open up the jungle and the shrines, or sorry, the outpost to make this game a lot easier. They're not going to be able to take Roche off of this one. They're doing it way too slow. Looks like they're going to try. I'm not sure this is the best move.
I mean, the Radiant Scan does come through. You have the Luna with this newly completed BKB, but you don't, I mean, maybe you don't want to buy back here on this CK, and it is only first Roche. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. They're going to go ahead and try and contest here. 3-man bushwhack, but Roshan does go down. Picked it up here on the Ember Spirit. Luna held in place, but Stinger is here. Looks like they will be able to just disengage on Team Undying here.
That bushwhack coming out was almost pretty scary. Schofield did have the 9-second BKB completed, so you know, might have been able to run in that pit, but without the extra lockdown from Whisper.
He got gamed on Chris Luck, dodging the Earth Spike there, as Whisper just bursts him down. And honestly, he's just gonna look for more on the backside. If he gets his hands on Dubu, this Coddle's just dead. Bushwhack does come through, finds the gyrocopter. He's got an Aegis, but the damage once again from the CK just blows him apart. They get the Ravage onto 4, but Schofield turns it around with the BKB. Chris Luck able to just leap away. You lose the gyro, you lose the Tide, you're gonna lose Moon, and Bryle trying to escape here, has 1 remnant left. Will be able to use that.
Standing their ground here on Beast Coast and still continuing to surprise Undying. They just don't have the damage even with these Ravage. Whisper, he's not done. You're out of remnants here. You're not going to be able to finish him off. You are a little bit too tanky, but we're all getting forced back to base right now. And now Schofield taking part another tier 2 tower.
Beast Coast looking so good. They up to a 7k gold lead now. They have won multiple fights. That was against an Aegis Gyro, and they just took that with ease. They didn't seem to care at all.
No, I mean, they know that he doesn't have a BKB yet. They have a lot of disables on their side. They will blow him up. Hold that Eclipse for him coming back up. They turn this around so quickly on Beast Coast, man. This is super impressive gameplay. This is the Beast Coast we're used to seeing. I mean, maybe it's a little bit different. Schofield's kind of minding his own business, a little bit like Hector would, but I feel like he started participating in the fights sooner than Hector would.
I'm not opposed to taking
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see Chris Luck back on, you know, some of his like comfort heroes, like his mid Mirana. Super unusual mid lane hero, obviously for the meta, but it's something Chris Luck is incredibly good at. He actually catches the Ember Spirit there on the arrow. Wanted to get that arcane rune, but not gonna happen. Saberlight.
So
Oh wait, he
other
actually
teammate-
denied it. Oh, that's kind of funny. Chris like denied the rune.
Interesting. Unfortunate. I mean, being able to spam out your skills even more on Bryle would be kind of scary. They opt not to take a fight. At least, well, the Tidehunter doesn't have Ravage available, which is interesting. But I guess they're working on a couple more items, so they're ready to push high ground. It's going to be their next objective, given the fact that they've taken all the important outer towers. The only thing that's left is the offlane, which is doesn't really give you too much control of the enemy side of the map if you take that one.
Well, they popped the Moonlight Shadow in the smoke, and they are beelining it for Saberlight in the bottom lane. Whisper, he knows. He's too good. You can't fool this guy. Bushwhack just to keep him down. And Saberlight trying to TP. Not going to happen. Chaos Knight. Dude, he's on his way to his BKB. He's going to have it so soon.
Yeah, I think he's got the recipe flying out to himself right now. Then it's going to be another 800 gold till it's done. Once he's got that one, it's going to make jumping like the lion on the back line incredibly easy. That's going to be your main target in these team fights, so he can't get the disable off onto the Luna.
Chris Luck's about to have his shard after his BKB, so he's going to get that extra leap charge and the critical strike on auto attacks. So timing that very well with the leap attack speed that he picked up at 15. I mean, this Mirana is going to be very scary.
Yep. Well, here goes the last outer tower that you have. You got Fortify available, but I imagine you're going to save this for your tier 3s. I'm not sure you turn a fight around here. In fact, not much confidence. Now on Undying, they commit onto Chaos Knight in the mid lane, so they find this.
He gets the BKB off though. He just had that delivered, and as a result, Whisper, he might be able to survive. Brown needs a sleight of fist to find the kill, and he does grab it. Now Schofield sitting pretty. They need to disengage. I don't know if you can fight this. They stun up Saberlight. In comes Luna. Her BKB comes out. Saberlight does get a nice tree cut there. Otherwise, he was certainly dead. Schofield able to just TP out with that BKB, but now the rest of the team not going to be as lucky. Stinger held him. They didn't have steering chains?
Just TP out. He tried to catch the Luna on that one and tail him for BKB. It was very close.
Oh my gosh. All right.
It was like within a quarter second of Schofield's BKB ending, the TP was completed.
Because it doesn't feel
probably
doesn't feel good to solo ravage him. Is what we're getting at here.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good just watching the hero TP out in front of you though. But you have to keep in mind this is like supposed to be a position 5 Dragon Knight, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposedly not worth it to use the solo ravage on the position 5. But it doesn't feel like a position 5.
No, he certainly doesn't. I mean, he's got mech, he's got a holy locket. This guy is just, I mean, this is the weirdest DK build I think I have seen in a while. But it's working, neph. The man's tanky.
Well, not just him. I mean, his teammates are tanky as well. He's boosting how much they heal with this mechanism. He finds himself like a paladin sword. He can heal them even more. So dropping the holy locket and mechanism heal on one of your allies gets a lot done. They're gonna look for a kill here, but Whisper's got BKB.
Well, they're looking for Chris Luck, but again, there's the mech, just pops him right off, and now Moon just blown apart. Big Ravage, though, comes down, looking to take down Stinger. They will be able to. Whisper pops his BKB, kind of late. The arrow, perfectly timed, catches the Ember Spirit. Whisper still surviving, but Ember Spirit, he's got to survive as well. Instead, they take down that CK. Bryle really needs to find this kill, but it's not going to happen. Chris Luck able to leap away, and somehow Undying pulling this game back within reach as they find another set of pickoffs here, continue their aggression into the mid lane. Tomato's Gyro, I mean, he picked up this Chrysalis. He also has an Imp Claw. He's been doing a lot of work in these fights.
He has. I mean, that's what we talked about at the start. He needed more damage, so immediately after finishing his BKB, just going for extra crit. Now going for his Satanic. Luna BKB TP? No, Luna just TP'd.
Yeah, just TP. Connell unable to cancel that.
Yeah, but Luna didn't want to participate in that fight. Ended up getting a good chunk of damage done onto this tier 3 tower. Giving up those kills, not great, but you didn't lose a ton in that last team fight. Like, you managed to stay alive on your position 2. Luna ends up getting more farm. Undying aren't really in a better spot than they were a couple minutes ago, in my opinion. Now, tier 3 neutral items about to drop, so you could see a little bit of a swing in the power of both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing to note, Saberlight has been playing this game without a Blink Dagger, right? He's got the Guardian Greaves, Hood of Defiance, and this last fight, the Beast Coast lineup just didn't see the Tidehunter on the other side of that tree line, so he's able to get a really solid Ravage that catches both Whisper and Chris Luck before they can BKB. We'll come back to this as they're end up kind of walking right into the Tidehunter once again. Call down from the high ground, doing what he can to zone them off, and Tidehunter pops that Guardian Greaves, and this makes a lot of sense. It removes the break. Otto gonna get bursted here, brought down first. Tidehunter still no Ravage. BKB comes out from Brown, looking to take down the DK. They do it, and now Whisper's second. Luna catches a stun. The missile ends up redirecting. Schofield's out of health. The BKB can't protect it from the physical damage. They get the 3 kills, and now Chris Luck on the run.
Managed to turn that one. All they do is buy back on but they did that without the Ravage as well. They initiated a lot onto Tidehunter, and he is pretty tanky. Luna, I think, hesitated a little bit too long to drop that Eclipse. Ended up buying an Aghanim Scepter. So if you're wondering why your damage was kind of lacking there, because it's actually going for magic now.
I was trying to figure out what the sense behind this Guardian Greaves pickup was, but now it makes a lot of sense. They're targeting him with the Sharpshooter to prevent the Ravage, and like we were talking about, Saberlight, if he can get a Kraken Shell into Ravage and turn these fights, he feels very strong. And it's working. I mean, the Guardian Greaves are allowing him to just immediately purge off that break and turn a fight if necessary. Daedalus completed up on Tomato now.
Yeah. He's on the other foot. Red Monster, I think he's looking to cut creep waves or something. Alright, he's going to TP back to the base. This time they'll be fighting into the Ravage, but we've seen them take these fights before. There's the break. Guardian Greaves, just like you mentioned.
Yeah, and there's the Ravage, the return. Able to stun up 3 heroes on the backside, but Dubu will go down. Tomato will be able to try and do some damage here. The Chaos Knight's BKB has already been spent, and this is the gyro damage. You walked right to your death, Beast Coast. Triple kill for the gyro. They did not expect that amount of burst coming out from him, and now Marana forced to BKB on the backside as Bryle finds him with his newly completed Ags. And honestly, Chris Luck, he's got to be careful. They want to chase. Schofield coming into the mid lane here. I mean, you just go into Roche now, right, if you're Undying.
You do. I mean, they've got a way to take the fight in the Roche pit. They did end up expending their BKB on the gyrocopter here, and Luna does have the Aghanim Scepter. A lot of damage is going to come out of this one. Ended up getting the extra Lucent Beam damage as well. So this isn't to be underestimated. You got to be pretty careful if you're going for this one. And I think that Beast Coast, they do realize that they could just take this fight. They might be able to catch Bryle here, in fact.
Arrow from the Lucent Beam. What a sick setup. But he's in this. They don't have the detection. Oh, my goodness. Luna needs to be careful. There's no Ravage coming in from Saberlight, but they know there's detection up on the high ground. Schofield, he drops the Eclipse on the backside, trying to bring down Bryle, but the BKB is there to protect him. And now Schofield's dropped his spells. He can't fight for a minute at least. No BKB, which means Roche is now an option here for Undying if they want to go for it. Bryle has a remnant to come right back.
Yeah. You did end up stalling them out long enough for your allies to revive here, but they know that one of those big tools, Luna went 4,200 gold out of her way to power up the ultimate. They might be able to take a fight here. They're wrapping around with the smoke, but I'm not sure if Beast Coast is wise to this one. They know they're off the map.
They just pinged back Roche. They said, screw it, guys. We don't want to chase him through their jungle. Let's go get Roche. Tomato going to make quick work of this on his way to his Satanic, and honestly, Gyrocopter is starting to feel like the ultimate hero in this game. Not a lot of answers coming in from Beast Coast, and once he has this Satanic, he'll be able to kill him down even with tons of crowd control. Shard picked up for Bryle now that he has the Ags. This combo is incredibly strong. Put the Aegis up on that Gyrocopter, cheese for the Ember, and this is a huge timing here for Undying. These guys looking to go high ground here almost any moment. Maybe gonna focus taking down that top tier 2 tower first, is that'll give them the ability to just go straight for Megas.
Yep, Satanic is the big timing here. Now has it on the Gyrocopter, just needs to move up and pick up the Reaver from the side shop here. He's got the Aegis available on him as well. Now that they have these BKBs, now that the Daedalus and the Gyrocopter, it becomes a little bit more, it becomes tougher to take these fights. I mean, the Luna blows up the Gyrocopter a single time with the Eclipse, but you have to play around that BKB. You have to play around the Aegis now. You can't drop your Eclipse twice, and now she's realizing, okay, I need to go back for Scotty, deal with this Satanic, slow the Gyrocopter as he tries to maneuver in these team fights, but it might come out a little bit too late. You've got your timing the next 5 minutes here on Undying.
They really got to get a ward up, like a Tinker ward for this Hoodwink. Otherwise, she's just going to keep cutting the waves. They're actually drawing a line into their own jungle. I think they just know Schofield, that's where he wants to be farming, just completely on the other side of the map. And if he walks into them, if Moon gets this jump, they saw him. He gets the blink, the Hex, but she's hasted for the moment. Do they have the detection? They pop the Ravage. No. Stun up by Stinger, allowing him to turn the fight, doing a ton of damage with the Eclipse, but they force staff away. Bryle just pops the BKB. Backside, in comes Whisper. That Phantasm able to blow up the Lion. A great initiation, and now just gets the Ravage. Unable to TP home. Kristluck comes in with his BKB, trying to bring down the Ember. He does it, but in comes Tomato. The Gyrocopter is just too dang strong. You gotta leave here, Beast Coast. You can't fight him. Missiles coming out. Schofield will able to leave, but Chris Luck, the double crit. Unbelievable.
There's no playing around that one. Ended up doing, God, more than 1,000 physical damage in a second here with 18 armor. Half a second, really. His side gunner got that critical hit off as well, right?
Yeah, he crit for 774 on himself and the side gunner at the exact same second. Schofield's health went from 1,000 to 0 in a half second.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the enemy Gyrocopter is just a better player than you and gets those crits off when they need it.
Oh, no.
That is pretty rough. I mean, Kristluck tried to commit super hard on that Tidehunter. He ended up pumping out a lot of damage, but I think he just needs more items at this point. The extra damage that you get from the Daedalus isn't as big as it is on a lot of other heroes, because you get in the 1.5 times crit regardless when you leap forward and hit people. I'm not sure what he picks up here next, though.
I would have liked the MKB, honestly. I thought the MKB would have been really sick. Gyrocopter sitting on an Elven Tunic. And he's not a hero that, like, avoids going Butterfly in games as well. But the MKB, with that bonus attack speed, I feel like might have just been the way to go. It's hard to say, though.
The logic behind the Daedalus is that it's going to, on average, increase your damage by, what is it, like 37.5%. So it like ends up giving you more than the MKB will going around evasion. Well, that's at least what math nerds say.
That is what math nerds say.
I'm not.
BSJ is very fond of you right now, thank you, Neff.
He's a math nerd?
Oh yeah, that dude loves numbers more than anything.
Absolutely disgusting.
Tomato just doesn't care, chasing Stinger into his own base, slowed down by that Solar Bind. Now the ultimate coming in from the Mirana, holding them in place, the stuns, doing what they can, but Tomato, again, with this passive of the Satanic Side Gunner, just able to regen through these stuns, and they don't really have an answer for him. Oh, backside, Lucent Beam, Solar Eclipse, isn't enough? All right, they get the gyro. That's gonna be the Axe. Hoodwink manages to survive, but Bryle snipes him on the backside. Moon came in way too deep for this. Tomato just turns on the BKB. The Flat Cannon trying to do what he can with the BKBs out from both Whisper and Schofield, cutting a little bit of that damage. And with the buyback of the Hoodwink, they might actually back off here. Oh, Tomato eats an arrow.
So they could have popped the BKB there on the Gyrocopter a little bit earlier and survived going down the first time, but your Aegis was like 30 seconds from expiring. He would have lost it another 10 right now, so it was worth it to just go down and commit the Black King bar on the way back up, hoping that Beast Coast overextend out of their base.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they do have the Refresher Orb done on Luna, so she got another Eclipse if she wants to drop it. I think that they do realize this on Undying, though, so they play a little bit more careful. Bryle's down there on the bottom lane. He's got Aeon Disc and BKB. They know that they can't catch him out, so they turn their eyes back mid, try to take a 4v5 fight.
I really like this decision from Bryle, as they really need to be able to respond to the split push that's coming in. Stinger is going for an aggressive jump here, doesn't end up finding it. Saberlight has just been on point with these Quelling Blades this game, too, not allowing this Bushwhack to connect.
Yeah.
Kristluck going back for a Mjolnir here. Pretty good item. That bonus attack speed is huge. The static charge also good at just split pushing lanes. returning some of the damage that you're going to see in the fight here from the gyro, since he does get so many single attack instances off as well. But
Yep.
they're really struggling on finding the catches here on Beast Coast. I mean, this game was so far in their favor for a while. They do go ahead. They don't catch the arrow there onto Moon. Schofield considers dropping the Eclipse and does it. He's just going to blow up both of the supports. And even Saberlight walks back in, takes a decent chunk of damage. But Schofield, you're going to have to BKB, but there's the Ravage. You held it for too long. He also finds Chris Luck.
This is going to be a rough one. I mean, going down your 2 core heroes, you've got buyback available, but you might just lose the game off of this one. Refresher Orb is up in another couple of seconds. You'll have another Eclipse if you decide to buy back and take this team fight, but
they find the gyro. The chain stuns are there. Schofield comes in, pops the BKB, but Tomato turns on the Satanic. Just gonna TP out. Is he gonna make it? He does. Unreal. Now Saberlight, the next target here for the side of Beast Coast. There's gonna be the break. Does have those Guardians once again. Gonna make them work for it. An immediate smoke. They want to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, they need to find more off of this one. They were forced to buy back on 2 of their core heroes. They didn't really create a massive gold swing with that just 1 kill. That was only worth about 1,000 net worth. They can't. I mean, they might be able to catch Bryle here. His Aeon Disc is still on cooldown, but he's got cheese and his BKB's up in another couple seconds. This is rough. Recovering from this one.
Yeah, Beast Coast. Oh, man, you look at the graphs, man. It's just as a big mountain.
Yeah, odds aren't looking that great for Undying, or sorry, for Beast Coast. All of a sudden, having lost that kind of lead. Yeah.
Dying managing to pull it back to basically a 50-50 here. I mean, if Chris Luck and Luna are able to dodge out this Ravage, they have a pretty good shot at turning these fights. She also managed to find a Timeless Relic, which, I mean, if you're Ags, Refresher, Luna, this is pretty much the best one you could have gotten. The extra debuff duration, I think, is a perma-stun on the Lucent Beam. And then you also have a spell amplification for that. So if you don't have status, I'd have to do the math, but it's pretty dang close to a permanent stun if you don't have status resistance.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is as well. I don't think you move out of this one. You barely move out of it just regularly.
Whisper forced to BKB TP out top lane as Bryle just shows his face. But I mean, we're at the point now where BKB is extremely expendable. You see something happen, you just pop it, and that's something that Beast Coast, I think, are starting to realize. You know, they've been very conservative with their BKB usages up until very recent, and I don't think they can afford to do that anymore. Roshan
Double
has
damage.
respawned. Bryle. Sidefist
An
does
excellent
catch
time to pick up
Stinger,
a double
but
damage turn.
Schofield's here. Oh, they might be able to bring it down. Oh my gosh, the Ravage turn around. The arrow comes through. The stun's not there. Schofield able to turn around. He gets the Eclipse onto the backside. He still has that Refresher. Hasn't committed it, but Dubu just gets taken down by the Maelstrom, and now Saberlight on the run as well. They still got a lot left here on the side of Beast Coast. Undying will buy back onto, arrow connects onto the Tidehunter. There it is, the Eclipse on the backside. They need to take down the gyro. That's the big kill, and they get him. He doesn't have buyback.
Oh my! He's 900 gold off of it. They could just run this one down. At the very least, they'll be able to grab Roshan.
He bought out a Refresher and didn't save for buyback.
It's not over yet. They've got Cupid Light. This hero is the king of defending high ground. Ember Spirit as well, who still has the cheese available. So they look to start shoving out these lanes, but mid is pushed all the way in. They're just going to run it down the mid lane as soon as they end up completing this Roshan. They're taking this one a little bit slow. I honestly think that Chris Luck should end up just committing a leap. Take this one down faster.
Yeah, they're going to get themselves the Ags, which I'm not curious exactly who you give it to. I mean, Chris Luck's Sacred Arrow with the 3 multi-shots is pretty good. But honestly, I don't hate it on the DK.
Who do they hand it off to? Looks like they're giving it to the Mirana. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty underwhelming.
No, he's going to give it to Whisper. It's going to go to Whisper, the CK. Create an illusion of all of your heroes. You're going to have 2 Lunas and 2 Miranas. It's going to Whisper, 100%. They do it.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Nice call. Now Whisper working on the Sanjin Yasha as well. I mean, this position 3 Chaos Knight is starting to feel like a position 1 Chaos Knight all of a sudden. Yeah, there it is.
This is a real... He actually gets the D-Ward and TP's home. And he's almost level 25, so he's going to have that Phantasm duration, you know, plus 10 seconds here at level 25. So, I mean, it was hard dealing with Beast Coast beforehand. Dealing with him after is going to be pretty rough. Luna bottom lane here. Gets caught, gets the BKB off, trying to turn this around. Saved by the Glimmer Cape. Just going to TP home.
Yeah. Arrow comes out, doesn't connect with any one red monster. It looks like he's going to get out of this one too fast with that scurry, so they live to see another day. They want to be able to stall this one out for the next 30 seconds here on Beast Coast. They can't commit another Eclipse Refresher Orb. That's the only way they won that last fight. Managing to get the stuns off on the Chaos Knight. That Bushwhack is absolutely amazing out of Red Monster, catching the Gyrocopter. Yeah. That's exactly what needed to happen.
And once they get the BKB on the Gyro, that's the go time for the Refresher Eclipse. But now that Tomato has his own Refresher, you gotta watch out. You can't get baited. If they manage to get that single stun off on the Gyro, though, into the Eclipse, they might be able to just burst him down like we saw. So very tense game here for both teams. An 11k gold lead. Neph, a mountain number 2 being constructed here by Beast Coast.
These wiggly lines don't feel so good to look at. This is rough. They're playing very tight at the moment. Divine Rapier being worked on by Tomato, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's time. You need to get that one up. You don't have a lot of options. I think at this point, Divine Rapier pretty much is going to be one of your win conditions, just backpacking that refresher for the fights. They are smoked up here on Beast Coast, trying to find someone. They do catch them with this ward. I mean, Gyrocopter would absolutely be the hero to find, but they will see Stinger now, and I think the side of Undying will back off.
Yep. Arrow comes out. I think it scouts out some of these heroes. They're going to go for this. This is a very aggressive play. They're not going to be able to kill Brial. He's got the Aeon dip.
Oh, what a dodge. Now they're going to turn around, try and burst down the DK. In comes the Eclipse. The game freezing for a moment. Schofield just bursts down the Tidehunter. He has the buyback, going to use it. Now Tomato standing his ground, trying to take down the DK. Ryle on the backside, he finds them. Ron of the Chain Stuns are there, able to blow him up. That's going to be the Aegis Whisper, stunning up the Gyro. The Ravage comes through. The second Eclipse, though. Gyrocopter, he's spent. He's got nothing left. He pops the Satanic. He gets handed the cheese, but he's still falling low. Trying to chase him on the backside for the damage in from the Luna, from the Chaos Knight. It's too much. Bryle, BKB, trying to bring down Chris Luck on the backside of the fight. Can he do it? No, the stuns. It's going to go the way of Dubu, but they've lost 4 heroes, forcing 3 buybacks.
Yeah, this time he does have the money for buyback there. They took that fight in an amazing way, but Schofield, this was an amazing decision going for the Aghanim Scepter. They managed to kite out these heroes long enough to survive. And now, all of a sudden, turning the game around, the Ravagers aren't doing enough at this point. Schofield's playing these team fights so well with his positioning, with the drops of these Eclipses. He's holding them for the perfect time. He makes sure to always be able to bring down Gyrocopter once. He holds one, waiting until after his BKB is already committed. He knows he's never going to be able to win the man fight against him without that one.
What a jump forward. That's a dieback on Dubu. And now, you know, if one Luna was rough for your base, a lot of Lunas is going to be real rough for your base. Yeah. Look at these glaives, Neph.
All right, what are our odds looking like right now, Ricky? 45 minutes in.
It's pretty rough for Undying fans here.
Probably doesn't look too clean. Another 11 seconds to Lions back up. They're trying to go for the end of this one. Tomato, he's just going to have to exit and try to slow them down. I'm not sure they're going to be able to. BKB is available here on the Luna.
He just turns on the BKB Satanic, trying to do something here to Whisper, but they just back off for a second. There's a Divine Rapier on the Luna, making it that much worse. The Blink Dragon Tail comes through. That's got to be it. Gyrocopter, there is no chance in hell you're getting out of this one, and that is going to be game number 1 here, going to Beast Coast, as Schofield's just cleaning up house. Unbelievable performance here from both of these teams, but Beast Coast holding it together.
Beast Coast bringing it back. There's a lot of doubters after these last couple of days, but this anime lineup they ran ended up doing the trick. I was a little bit scared for a bit once the BKBs were completed on Undying. They had a little bit more damage to work with, but The refresher, the double BKB from the Luna, the double Eclipse ended up doing the trick. Whisper as well scaled so well into the late game. He ended up doing 37,000 hero damage to the offlane. Chris Luck as well, he did start to fall off, but he brought it back. Once they couldn't burst him down anymore, he had that Aeon disc completed. His life was just a little bit easier. I'm not, even though they ended up winning this one, I'm still not crazy about this mid Mirana, I gotta say.
I think there was the thing with the mid Mirana is like he was able to find a lot of kills on the backline. Like he was constantly forcing these other heroes to not be able to support Tomato in these fights, while they just allowed Schofield and Whisper to do that, right? Schofield and Whisper, their whole time here on this Chaos Knight and the Luna, they're just running at this gyrocopter, forcing him to use his BKBs, his refresher, satanic, everything that he has. Meanwhile, Chris Luck just chasing down Moon, chasing down Dubu, putting pressure on Saberlight even. Like, that was his goal this game, and I think he executed it really well. This was just a super sick opening game. Like, we've had so many fun games cast. I feel like all of them are Beast Coast. I don't know what it is, man. These guys show up, they impress the heck out of me, and they make really fun Dota.
Absolutely. Hell of a performance here. I'm so happy to see Chris Luck back. I'm happy to see Beast Coast in good form. Shout out to Schofield, who can play position 1 just as good as he can play position 4. Proving that against a team of Undying's caliber is absolutely no joke. But that's only the first game of the day, Ricky.
Very happy to hear that, dude. We got so much more Dota coming up. So we'll be back here with game number 2 of Beast Coast and Undying, everyone. Stay tuned for more on the Loop Bet Pro Series, season number 7. We'll see you in a bit.